US President Donald Trump has drawn fierce condemnation from both Democrats and Republicans after sharing a video on social media depicting Barack and Michelle Obama as apes.
Now, the video has since been removed, with the White House saying that it had been posted in error. Let's get more on this with John Lyons, our America's editor from Washington, D.C. John, just take us through how this video was actually posted, when was it posted, and the sort of backlash we've seen from it.
Well, Fausia, as we all know, President Trump is quite a fierce social media poster. He uses it. He's got his own site, Truth Social, of course, which he uses. He invests a lot in this himself, and he uses it to communicate. What's happened here is that between about 10 o'clock and midnight last night, he was engaged in a bit of a spree of a lot of posting and reposting, and one of the videos he reposted towards the end of it, it's sort of based loosely on The Lion King. It's meant to be, but it portrays President Barack Obama and his wife Michelle as apes in the jungle. And this, he must have woken up today, Donald Trump, to a fierce backlash. Normally he doesn't mind backlashes. He thinks this is all political correctness and woke, so he actually often revels in the fact that he upsets people. But in the United States, when you're going into that area of race, given the often tragic history in this country of the treatment of African Americans, it's not something any president can mess with. There was a fierce backlash, in fact, from one of his strongest supporters, an African American Republican called Tim Scott. He himself posted on social media. And bear in mind, he was considered a vice presidential running mate of Donald Trump not that long ago. And he said, praying that this was fake because it's the most racist thing I've seen out of this White House, the president should remove it. He's a Republican, a supporter of Donald Trump, and another Republican, Senator Roger Wicker. He said that this is totally unacceptable. The president should take it down and apologise. Anyway, apparently a lot of Republicans rang the White House, contacted them, and in the end the pressure was too great. So it wasn't from the Democrats. I think the Republicans thought, we don't mind Donald Trump crashing through certain cultural and other barriers here as the anti-woke president. But if you are going to portray a former president of the United States, an African American, as an ape in the jungle, then I think that that's probably a bridge too far, even for Donald Trump.
All right, so criticism from across the aisle there, both Republicans and Democrats, and so that post has been taken down. But what has the White House had to say about this?
Well, Fausia, I think it's a good case study of the White House. Their instinctive reaction, if there's a story they don't like or any controversy, is to go on the attack, is usually not to say we got something wrong. And in fact, Caroline Leavitt, who's the press spokesperson for Donald Trump, she actually said that she justified it and said this is from internet meme video depicting President Trump as the king of the jungle and Democrats as characters from The Lion King. Please stop the fake outrage and report on something today that actually matters to the American public. Now, clearly, this did matter to the American public, and it mattered to key members of the Republican Party. And you can see the gloss starting to come off from peak Trump. Now things like this are starting to take a toll. Anyway, the video was taken down, it was removed, and the White House later said, in fact, that it blamed a staffer had erroneously made the post. So this mystery staffer, who's obviously there in the White House with Donald Trump at midnight last night, and it's interesting that this mystery phantom staffer was only responsible apparently for this, because all the rest of them have Donald Trump through and through. You can tell Donald Trump's social postings. He loves putting in capitals. Thank you for your attention is always the last line. You can tell they're his, but this is the one apparently that was the fault of an unnamed staffer. And so that's the sort of the reality of today's America in the Trump era.